Hello, and welcome to Kaylee Daily, the weekly podcast about doula tips and tits. I am Kaylee Harad, your host. I am also a doula, childbirth educator, and the author and creator of the Birth Prep Blueprint, which is holistic, comprehensive, virtual childbirth and postpartum education. Today is a postpartum question episode. If you are new to this podcast, what I do in each of these episodes is answer a question that I have gotten from either a client or a student, and I would love to answer your question as well. So please submit that to me. You're welcome to send it to me on Instagram, send me a quick email, whatever works best for you. I have my social info in the description below, and so you can do that. Also, while you're here, go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button if you're on YouTube watching this. So that you can see future episodes. This podcast is about all things fertility, birth, postpartum, and feeding. So that's a sampling of what you will get when you're listening to the episode. So today is a postpartum question. I want to dig into what is the golden hour and why is it important. So first, what is the golden hour? The golden hour is the hour after giving birth when a baby is encouraged to do skin to skin with the birthing person. So the person who's given birth is encouraged to do skin to skin time with the baby that they've just given birth to. Now, that first hour after birth is especially important for a variety of reasons. So I want to talk through some of the benefit to both the birthing person and the baby in that time of skin to skin. So the first benefit to the person who's giving birth is that it helps the uterus continue to contract and therefore makes delivery of the placenta generally smoother. It also helps to begin the work of lactation. Your body kind of gets the signal, baby made it out, we need some milk, right? And it gives you a nice little boost of oxytocin. So that's a huge benefit to the person who's given birth. The ease of birthing the placenta means a lowered risk of postpartum hemorrhage as well. So then for the baby, there's a bunch of benefits. One being that they have a smoother transition out of the womb because it is shocking also for them to get shoved out. And to not have much of a say in this whole journey, right? And it can help to regulate their breathing, their body temperature, their heart rate, and helps to guard against low blood sugars and low birth weight because they are low continued weight, not birth weight, because they are more inclined to latch right away if they're there in the vicinity of the food, right? Now, I want to dive a little bit into why this particular hour should be done with the person who's given birth and what to do if that's not possible, okay? So the benefits to the birthing person include the placenta being born, right? So let's say in a scenario where a cesarean is happening instead of a vaginal delivery. Well, in that situation, then the placenta is being delivered via cesarean. So we don't actually need your uterus to contract in the same way to deliver the placenta that we do for a vaginal delivery. So you don't need that benefit, right? But you still do need the benefit of the lactation, right? So what I sometimes get asked is if this hour is most important for the person who's given birth, then what about the partner, right? If there's a partner, when should they do skin to skin? Why can't they do it in the first hour? So the benefits to the baby are there whether they do skin to skin with the partner or the birthing person. So the partner is the second best choice for that first hour of golden hour of skin to skin time. But because the partner is generally not the person lactating or delivering the placenta, then those two things continue to be incredibly beneficial for the person who's given birth. And that's why our usual recommendation is to have the person giving birth do that skin to skin time. Also, of course, if you have a vaginal delivery, the baby is still connected to the placenta for a time. So until that cord is cut, they also can't be taken far from the person who has given birth. Now, what I encounter sometimes is that lots of my students and clients know the benefit of this golden hour. They see that it's important, they want it, and they assume because they know the benefits of it that all of the places that they want to give birth already honor that time, right? And I want to just put this out there in case you have not checked with your provider or birthing location about it. Not all birthing places do honor that time or protect that hour. So if you're giving birth at home, obviously you have a lot of control over protecting that hour. If you're giving birth at a birth center, most birth centers that I know do protect that hour of skin-to-skin time and do that very well. Now, of course, I am not all over the world in all different birth centers. So I can't speak to every single birth center. It's worth asking. Now, hospitals is where I see a lot of policy around when the baby needs to be weighed and when that needs to be put in the chart after birth. Sometimes that's within 60 minutes. So then nurses are anxious to do that before that 60-minute mark is up. So sometimes you do have to advocate a little bit more for that hour-long time. Now, I live in the DC area, right? And there are, I don't know, dozens of hospitals within an hour of me, right? And so at those hospitals, the policy ranges significantly. And then how that policy is acted out also ranges significantly. So I would say there's one hospital in the DC area that I go to frequently that almost always, like literally all but one time, they want that hour of skin-to-skin time, and they are the ones saying you need it. So even if you go in not knowing you need it, you get that hour of skin-to-skin time. There was one birth I was there when a nurse was like, I need to weigh the baby. And the whole team was kind of like, what? Like, we always do that hour of skin-to-skin time. Like, why would we weigh the baby before an hour? And so in that moment, I was able to say to my client, hey, does that hour, do you still want that full hour? Does that still matter to you? And they were like, yes, please. You know, you can weigh the baby when they're just over an hour old. And that's what that advocacy can look like, right? So I say that to say that even if the norm in a hospital setting is to give you that hour of skin-to-skin time, you may still have to protect it a little bit. And just, I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of keeping an eye on the clock and saying, okay, well, the baby came at 2, and so skin-to-skin time's over at 3. And then if a nurse comes in saying, hey, why don't we see what your baby weighs? And it's only 240, you can actually politely decline that and say, you know, I'm happy to do that just after 3, but I really want that full hour of skin-to-skin time, right? Now, another thing that I just want to touch on really briefly, because a lot of folks ask me this, is if you put in a birth plan, I want the full hour of skin-to-skin, and something goes on where the baby needs assistance in some way, right? They need help breathing or something's going on with the baby. Will they honor the skin-to-skin time or take care of the baby? And I just want to reassure you that any competent provider just takes care of the baby. They're not looking at your birth plan in an emergent situation, right? So you putting something like, I really want that hour of skin-to-skin time on the birth plan does not mean that you're putting your baby at risk by asking for that, right? You are simply stating what your preferences are, and the assumption is this is your preference in a safe, healthy, normal delivery, which most deliveries are. And if some kind of help is needed for the baby, obviously that's fine too, right? So I just want to say that because a lot of people ask me that, and I want you to be reassured. So, just like always, I would love for you to send me some questions. I would love for you to subscribe. I'm excited to see you at the next episode, and I wish you well, decision fueled birthing experiences and postpartum experiences. All right, I'll talk to you soon.